Greetings guys and girls, I hope you're all having a great day. As the title has probably let you know, this video is going to concentrate on my top 10 favourite quality of life mods for the game Rimworld. I consider these mods pretty much essential and I use them on every playthrough that I go on. This video is primarily aimed at the newer player to help them get started into the world of mods, for which there are thousands if not hundreds of thousands by now. But I would also like to hear from more experienced players. Perhaps there are mods that you think I should definitely be using, things that would make my life easier. I may not know about them, I may not have seen them. Definitely let me know in the comments if you would like to see me use something. I will use it on the playthrough and any future playthroughs if I like them. I will definitely check them out is basically what I'm saying. I know that there are lots of mods that add dinosaurs and Vikings and aliens. I do sort of like the vanilla experience in Rimworld myself. I may check out some of the more fancier mods in the future. I'm not sure yet. At the moment I do just have a good time playing the actual base game. I would also like to add that I will be giving full credit to the creators of these mods. I will list them down in the description below. I will also give you a link to my list of mods on Steam that I use. If anybody would like to click on that, you can click on it. It'll show you my Steam page and you can quickly add the mods that I use. Hopefully make it a bit easy for yourselves. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You're free to search the Steam workshop, add these mods individually if you would like. But with that being said, let's commence with the video, as this base is slowly lost to this angry pikeman killing everybody in sight. Let's begin. Ace is high. Rhino is practically guaranteed to win, especially as he's not actually playing against anybody. He's just practicing, guys, that's what it is, he's just practicing. Right then, the first on our list is colour-coded mood bars. Arguably the most important part of this game is keeping these little guys and girls happy. Food, rest, recreation must be fulfilled, and what this little mod does, it just makes it really easy to see the current state of your colonists. Rhino here, for example, is very happy now, he's a green. In the base game it simply doesn't show you that. You'd have to wait for something to go wrong, you know, the minor break risks down here, and then you'd have to click on them. You'd have to be clicking into the bios and seeing what's wrong with them. Here we can see purple, sleeping in the cold, got insulted, he's not a happy bunny. And you can see it's become yellow, it's on its way to red. Rhino meanwhile is fully green, he's a happy boy. Nick, Toxo are somewhere in the middle. So basically the happier they are, the further towards green it goes. The angrier they are, the closer towards red it gets, which will finally result in them reaching their limit on the mood bar, and they will eventually have a major break. And obviously, as we know, that's not good. They'll go around smashing things up, digging up dead colonists. They might even decide to walk away and leave you forever. So here we are, colour-coded mood bars. Can't recommend this one enough. Should basically be in the base game, in my opinion. Next up on our list is RimHUD, not to be confused with Robin Hood. RimHUD takes the rather basic standard display info, which isn't that helpful. It's basically, well, it's mildly useful. It's not horrible. I guess that's about as good as I can say. RimHUD, on the other hand, takes all of that information that was hidden in the bio and the needs and presents it to you in this easy to read bar. So from here you can quickly see who's your best shot, who's good at medical, how happy your colonists are, do they need food soon, are they ready for bed, is the recreation low. You can also change what area they're in, set different zones for them to be in case, you know, you get raided or there's a toxic fallout. That's what I was searching for. You can change their outfit from in here, allow them to self-tend, what medicine they're allowed to use on themselves or what others are allowed to use on them. Set the status here, such as what do they do when they see an enemy, do they run away, attack it or just ignore it. Such a useful mod. It even works on the animals to an extent. You can set them to, you know, a safe zone in case, you know, if you have a shield area where you want to use them as a meat shield. That's another thing that I missed actually. It shows you the health of the colonists. If they were bleeding, for example, it would show you there is going to bleed out in 14 hours, so on and so on. Sam is in stable health apparently, but somebody isn't, because somebody's been sick all over the floor. So another great mod, RimHUD. You should get it. Next up on our list is recipe icons. simply makes things easier for those of us with the somewhat dodgy memories. For example, I don't know what just blew up. What was that? Simply put, in the default... oh my god, what's happening? What? In the default way of playing the game, for example, you would click on Add Burl, you'd go to make a jump pack, you have to click on the info to show you what you need. And I don't know about you, but I'm always doing this. I would see it would say 30 plasteel, 3 components, 100 chem fuel, and I would be like, okay then, let's see what's happening here. It would be like, what did it say? 100 chem fuel? How much plasteel? How many components did it say again? And it would just drive me crazy. I'm just not a fan of that. I'm always forgetting that sort of thing. Anyway, with the recipe icons, it makes things super easy to understand. Oh, I'm going to pause it because I'm being raided, whatever. Probably not the best time to do this sort of explanation while being raided, but it's fine. It's fine. Right then, so we can go to make jump pack, and it literally tells you right there. It's there at a glance, and for me that just makes things much easier. It's the same with cooking. Let's just ignore that that's happening. It's the same with cooking. We click here. Let's say we want to make some survival meals because we want to go out on the road. We can see what we need. 24A and 24B, where A equals some form of meat, B equals some form of vegetable. It just makes things very easy for me to figure out how much stuff I need. It just gives you more at a glance information. I've had this one for a really long time. It just helps me out a ton. Number 3, recipe icons. Goodness, I should probably deal with this. This one's got a Doomsday rocket launcher. This one's got a triple rocket launcher. What exactly are you doing? This could have gone better. Nonetheless, this leads me nicely into our next mod, which is the Show Draftee Weapons. A rather simple mod, but really useful in my opinion. Simply when we draft the colonists, the weapons that they are carrying will show up underneath them. You can also have it so that it shows you the weapon that they are carrying even when they are not drafted. I personally don't like that. I like to only see them when they are drafted. That's like a visual indicator for me. I know that they're drafted. Because sometimes after you've had a battle, there'll always be that one person that's stood over to one side and I can see that he's got his gun out and I'm like, oh here we are. McFly must be drafted still. I'm an idiot. I need to not do it. So, for me personally, I really like this mod. This is going to go horribly. Let's see if we can put up some sort of defense here. Oh my god. Pepper's been kidnapped? I have no idea where Pepper is, but I want her back. Wow, they're very sad. Let's mount a defense. We're going to kill these guys. Where is Pepper? Where is Pepper? Someone find Pepper. Where the heck's Pepper gone? Where was she that she was kidnapped? Peters, get out here. Noodles is non-violent. Lou is down. Are they going to grenade Lou? These savages. I never did find Pepper. This is going horribly. Pickles. Oh my god, what's happening? This isn't going to end well. So anyway guys, let's remain peaceful. Show Draftee Weapons is our mod number 4. And I'm going to leave it right there. Let's see what's next. Just for the record, I did find Pepper, and they are indeed kidnapping her. Number 5 on our list is replace stuff. I love that word. Stuff. Let's replace stuff, guys. Stuff to be replaced. This one is really easy to use, really cool. I don't see why it isn't just part of the game. I really love this one. Right, so let's just say we've got a wooden wall. We want to replace it with, we've got what we've got here. We've got granite blocks here. We want to replace these outdated wooden walls with granite walls, you know, some extra protection. So we simply click on Architect, Structure. We select the granite walls. No, that's a door. We click on granite walls. I'm great at doing guides, aren't I? Clicking on the right buttons all the time. Granite walls. Like in the old way, the default way, you would have to, you know, deconstruct all this lot. It's just a lot of messing about. It's a lot of pointless busy work. I don't like that busy work. I want it to be done for me. This is a cool mod. Are you ready for this? Are you ready to be blown away? I know I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you. Sorry. I just can't. It's just so good. Rather than messing about deconstructing it all, waiting for your people. I mean, look, sleeping right now. They'd have to wake up. Anyway, I'm getting carried away. We simply click on it. We highlight what we want to do. It does it for you. It designates it to be built. Look, it says replacing down here. And then when your people wake up, come on, wake up. Okay, can't force him to build. When the time comes for him to build, it's just saved so much busy work. We haven't had to wait for him to deconstruct and then probably forget about it while we send our people off to put fires out or whatever. We will have forgot that we even needed to rebuild the wall. The reason I had the wall was because animals kept walking in and they would eat my crops and they were annoying me. Nonetheless, number 5 on our list, replace stuff. I'm going to give you an example. So Jaxe has decided to wake up. He's instantly bringing the granite blocks over. He's building and deconstructing at the same time. His bicep coming to help. Get those muscles going. Get it? Bicep. Okay. Yeah, so there we go. He's built that wall and he's taken the old materials out of it. Very useful mod. That is replace stuff. I think I've said it 16 times. Replace stuff. Get this one. Love it. Number 6 on our list is blueprints. When you are in the later stages of the game, if you are giving your people bedrooms, you have the resources to do so. I personally go for a barracks these days. But maybe later, if I'm feeling generous, I can give them bedrooms. What we can do with blueprints, let me show you how it works. It gives you a tab here, which is called blueprints. We can create a new blueprint. Let's say we want to make another copy of this bedroom. We simply click here, hold the mouse button down, select this entire section here. I won't include that wall, or it'll make it again. I'll show you why. We let go here. We create a bedroom. Well, we create a blueprint. We'll give it a name. We'll just call it, okay, bedroom 4. It seems to want to call it that. We'll call it bedroom 4. We click on OK. And then, let's say we come out of there, we're doing some other stuff. We want to recreate this bedroom. We go to it. We simply go to bedroom 4. It tells you there on the left hand side all of the items that will go into it. For example, steel dining chair, wooden double bed, so on and so on. We click it. We put it where we want. Remember that we didn't select the wall above it for this specific reason. We click here. It will place one of all those items down there, ready to be built by your builders when they've finished basically being dead. They will come and build this item for item. It's just a very good time-saving utility. Saves you having to click on, what's the alternative? You're going to click on this, you're going to click on O to build a copy of it, you're going to put it there. You're going to click on the bed, you're going to click on O, build a copy, put it there. Other alternative is literally going to the structure and furniture tab and sort of doing it all manually. It's probably going to take you 10 minutes to click on all these things. Alternatively, use blueprints. Save time, money, profit. Probably not profit. You get the idea though. It's such a good time saver. And also you can rotate it, I forgot to say. It does say there on the left with Q and E, but I'll just tell you anyway. You can rotate it and put it in a different layout as you so desire. So there we are, number 6 on our list, blueprints. Next up on the list, number 7, quick stockpile creation. Oh baby, I love this one. This brings out the OCD in you and allows it to shine like it's never shone before. So basically what this allows us to do is we click on an item. I've obviously already got mine nicely organised here already. I suppose let's have a little explore. The old way of doing things. We would have to click on zone, stockpile zone, make a zone here, go to storage, clear everything, then allow raw resources, go into these. I don't even know where it is at this point, can't remember. Okay, so we would do that for wood. And then we'd have to click on another one, stockpile zone, make one here, make it for, whatever. Sandstone blocks, whatever you want. Do we really want to do that though? Nah, we don't want to do that. We got better things to do with our time than mess about with stockpile zones. We click on, for example, steel. It adds these extra buttons at the bottom. And then from here we can create stockpile zone. We can place it right here. And then only steel will be allowed in this zone. You can do it for anything. You can do it for food. I find it particularly useful for medicine because I like my medicine to be near the beds. making little zones all over the place. I do find these little zones very useful for keeping the base tidy, keeping the colonists at their most productive. For example, I'm putting the alpaca wool here, because then when we are going to craft, the colonists can literally go right here, pick it up, get in there, get on with the crafting. Same with this, I've got the chunks here. The chunks are next to the stonecutters table. I try to make it as, how can I put it? There's only so many hours in a day. Well, this is getting philosophical, just like real life. There's only so many hours in a day. There's only so much you can do. You might as well make it easy on yourself. Try and get your materials in the places that they need to be. Yeah, you can do it with whatever you want. Food, you can make loads of pemmican and start it here. I've done that before. So yeah, I really like this one. A very simple but effective mod. I'll say its name again. Quick Stockpile Creation. I'm a big fan of this one. I'll delete these because it'll drive me crazy next time. This is our actual Journey to the Stars playthrough, so I don't want to ruin this one. No, so right, that was short but sweet. Let's see what's next. Number 8 on our list is interaction bubbles. Personally, I'm not sure if I can call this one quality of life. I just find it very useful. I find it fascinating, interesting, watching the colonists interact with each other. It can also give you some insight. For example, when they flirt with each other, it can give you an indication that there might be a love interest here. In which case you can start, for example, scheduling your colonists what like each other to have their breaks at the same time, or to meditate at the same time, to sort of inspire love interests. You do want love interests, in my opinion, because your colonists will get a natural boost. Who have we got here? Have we got any at all in this playthrough? I'm saying this, aren't I, like I'm an expert, and I don't think I've even... Oh, no, that's a real double bed. I don't think I've got anyone that's actually in a double bed, like in a relationship. So, ignore me. Clearly I know nothing about it. But no, nonetheless, it is very useful. You can see if your colonists like each other. You can see what they're talking about when there's a recruit attempt. I just find it visually pleasing. But nonetheless, while we're waiting, it's actually night time. While we're waiting for anybody to talk to each other, so I can show off interaction bubbles, I'll quickly give you a couple of honourable mentions. So on this playthrough, it was naked brutality. I started with one colonist rather. He had nothing, no clothes whatsoever. This sort of playthrough is the only time that I will use simple sidearms. If it's just a regular playthrough, I kinda don't feel like the game is balanced around giving your people multiple weapons and grenades, and I just don't think it is. So I personally would rather not use simple sidearms, but because I started with the one person, then I did use it because I just needed somebody that could look after themselves and not die too quickly. I'm thinking of doing a playthrough on naked brutality and record it, because this one isn't recorded, obviously. You've never seen it before. I don't mean to ramble too much, but let's just say I'll quickly explain the mod to you. Let's have a look at the bio of Toad. See, he's sort of average at shooting and melee. You can give them a sidearm, basically. So he's got the chain shotgun. It's actually a she. Toad. I thought it was a guy. So she's got the chain shotgun here as the main weapon, and she's got a sidearm. What simple sidearms does is it gives you this little box at the bottom. So let's just draft Toad. Let's draft her. She's ready for action. She's gonna fight against this. Boom. Whatever. Just pretend that they're gonna have a fight, and when they get close, you simply can click on that, and she will equip the mace, and now she's ready for action. Up close and personal. You can also give them grenades. It's a very nice mod. Second thing I wanted to cover, because I'm only doing 10, is the damage indicator. So let's just shoot something. You've probably seen this on my playthroughs. If you ever watch my video, I always have it on. I just find it visually pleasing to see that I'm doing damage. I guess it's from Apex Legends or something like that, where you get to see the damage pop up. It just feels satisfying to me to see that I'm doing something to hurt them. What else have we got that I wanted to mention? Oh yeah, of course, the thing that I've got at the top where you can see the hair as well as the hat. Because in the standard version of the game, you just basically see everybody wearing a cowboy hat or a beanie, or whatever they're called in this game, a talk, or whatever they're called. I don't even know what that means. Anyway, but with this you get to see them, because some of them have got pretty cool hair. Speaking of which, I've also got vanilla hair expanded, which gives lots of different hairstyles. Again, it just makes it look nicer. It adds some variety to your game. And what else have I got here? I was trying someone with an assault rifle. I can't remember what it's called. It was something like vanilla. What's it called? Oh, it's called Weapons Retextured. So let's find someone who's got like an assault rifle. I don't think I've got much technology in this one. Gives the weapons a nice little reskin. Makes them look a bit sexier, a bit tidier than the basic ones. Bicep approached Donkey 4 while whispering about fate. Encouraged a new response from Donkey 4. I don't know what he wanted from Donkey 4. Or maybe better off not knowing. Oh, there we are. Sophia gabbed about learning poker with Christy. So this is helping them build like a positive relationship. These interactions do take place anyway. Without the speech bubbles, you just have to go searching for them. You know, they would have that conversation anyway. But with the speech bubbles, you get to see what they're talking about. You also get some pretty funny moments sometimes when you're being raided and they just start randomly talking about philosophy or something. I don't know, it's just something I find interesting. So I covered a few things there, but that was primarily interaction bubbles. Oh, one other thing, a couple of things with the camera. So I've got one called Camera Plus, which just allows you to zoom in super close. Like, I don't see why you couldn't zoom in close anyway. Another thing is, if you select someone, press the home button. I can't remember what it's called, this mod. I think it's just called Follow Me. I don't know. I'll put it in the description and in the Steam Modlist thing. So you can just click someone, click on the home button, and it follows them around. So if you're in a bit of a chilled mood, you can just, if you're taking a phone call or something on a relaxed game, one that's not 500% or whatever, you can just click on your colonist, click on home, it follows him around for the day, him or her, you get to see what they're up to. Oh, here's another speech bubble. Drake and Kirsty shared a word about learning cards. Christy, not Kirsty. I should not be calling this names by now. Yeah, so this is a playthrough that I've been doing in my spare time in between everything else, and I do really like it. It's the only time I've had any form of success on Naked Brutality, and it is on 500% permadeath. You can't, well, you can save it if you quit to menu. You can't save it as your own free will. And I am playing it by the rules, but I am having a blast, to be honest with you, on this one. May attempt Naked Brutality on the channel sometime. I shall see how I feel, see if there's any sort of demand for it. But anyway, I've rambled on for a bit here. Apologies. This was number 8, Interaction Bubbles. 2 more to go. Number 9 on the list, guys, is EdB Prepare Carefully. This isn't a mod that I use during like regular playthroughs. Let's just give it a go though. New colony. If I was just doing Crash Landed or The Lost Tribe, I've never actually done Rich Explorer. If I was doing one of these two though, I wouldn't use Prepare Carefully. I would simply try and make a team or a crew or whatever you want to call them from the ones that are offered to me, from the colonists that are offered on that initial screen. However, one thing I've been doing a little bit lately, which I touched on the last clip there, was doing Naked Brutality. I've been having a bit of a blast doing it. So here's what we do. Here is where I would recommend using Prepare Carefully. So I'll give you a quick little introduction to it. Let's just say we're doing it. Losing is fun. Commitment mode. We're only doing it for fun. Whatever. We're just going for it. Select a random site because it's just for a bit of fun right now. So here's how Prepare Carefully works. And the first time you use it, it's a bit of an eye-opener. So as you know, your colonists are randomly generated, but it's not entirely random. It's random within certain limits, and Prepare Carefully will show you what I mean. So there's obviously positive traits such as the skills that they've got, and you know, these traits here such as the backstory, and whether, you know, if they've got any injuries, that's obviously a negative. So you can use Prepare Carefully to make a colonist that's suitable for you. I don't like to do this on a normal playthrough. I don't just want to make it too easy, because you could easily just, you know, you could cheese it a bit. You can just make someone really good at construction, and then make another person, make them really good at medical. You know, you can basically make the perfect colonists. So again, it's not something I personally like. I think other people probably do. If you want to ensure that, you know, you've got someone good at building, someone good at planting, someone good at cooking, so on and so on. Anyway, so what you can do here, what you need to look at is the points. If you want to keep it fair, you've got to keep this within the point limit, which is 0. And so if you take traits away, obviously the points go down. If you add points, they go up. So for the purpose of making a character for naked brutality, for example, I would try to keep it to 0 for a start. We're nowhere near at this point. You need someone who can look after themselves. So I think I gave a few points in melee, shooting, so on and so on. I mean, you do need to be able to build as well. It's very difficult. Obviously, I'm nowhere near 0. What am I doing? But you do need to do all of these things. Maybe you could allow yourself more points for naked brutality, seeing as he's literally on his own. He's literally as on his naked. But within here, it's not just the traits that you can give. You can change their age. You can change their appearance. There's different body types here. Where's the body types? Oh yeah. You know, you can make them a big chungus, or you can make them thin. Obviously, male and female are there. You can give them clothes if you want. Skin colour, all the stuff that you might be interested in. Hair types, afros, you know, whatever you want. These are all the traits that are available in the game. Nothing's been modded here. It doesn't add anything extra to it. These are all available. It's quite interesting to look through if you got the inclination and the time. Staggeringly Ugly gives you lots of points to play with. So anyway, this isn't a guide to using Prepare Carefully. This is merely me telling you that it's fun and interesting and useful to use, and I do recommend that you play around with it. Don't try and cheese the game too much. That's my personal advice. I do like it to be challenging as well. Medieval lady that's staggeringly ugly. You get the idea. It's pretty addictive. Loser sold herself into slavery for money to purchase Boom Wrap Pizza. You know, you can make your perfect team if that's what you're into. If you want to make a perfect team and start your colony, that's entirely up to you. So anyway, you get the point. This is EdB Prepare Carefully. Just try not to cheese it too much. So here we are, my friends, with number 10, Map Reroll. This is something that I've personally only recently discovered, probably a month or so ago, and you may well have noticed on the other videos the little pair of dice that's up here. And what this is, it gives you the ability to re-roll the map that you are on. You can use it at the beginning of a game. You can also use it. I actually used it in the Journey to the Stars playthrough when I moved to a different tile. It doesn't change the terrain. For example, if it's a desert, then it's a desert. If it's a snowy one, then it's snowy. You can't change that. But what it will do is give you the opportunity to find a nice starting map, or a nice map that you move to. And how we do that is by the use of these dice. So I'm just going to think of an example. You might want an ancient danger. Not all maps have got ancient dangers. This one does have one. But let's say you are, you want one, and you've gone onto a map and there isn't an ancient danger. I'll give you a quick rundown of map reroll. Here is our loser that we just made on the other screen. Map reroll. You can choose to keep this map, or you can just map reroll, and it will give you a selection of maps to choose from. Gives you loads, to be honest with you. This gives you a quick preview what it looks like. Let's have a look. Let's find one that we like the look of. I want something with some like mountains here. Let's just have a look at this one. Generate this map. The game will then re-roll this map for you. You are then free to have a good look around. From here you can have a good look around. Make sure it's something that you want to play on, because in theory you could be on this map for hundreds of hours, so you may as well make it a map that you want to play on, right? There's no point playing on one of those horrible maps where you just you're not enjoying yourself. If you make a little mountain base in this one, you could go for something in the middle. You could dig into this mountain. I'm seeing an ancient danger here. It's looking pretty good. And then what you can also do, you see this one here, reroll geezers. Gazers, I never know what you say. Steam geezers. Yeah, anyway. In England a geezer's something else, so whatever. A gazer. So you can see that there's one there, it's not too bad of a place. But let's say you're not happy with it, reroll geezer, put some in different places for you. You've got one here. We've got one here, you've got one right in the middle, that's pretty sexy right there, isn't it? You could easily build your base into this mountain, get the geothermal here, assuming that loser survives more than a couple of days anyway. And like I said, if you're in a playthrough and you move to a different tile, this will become active again. But let's say we want this one, we click on keep this map. So in any case, we shall leave our little loser here to wander about aimlessly before the brutal weather claims it. No, I'm getting a bit dramatic. Thank you for watching, those of you who have made it this far. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know if there's any mods you think I should check out. I always appreciate the comments. Hope you found this useful. That's the main purpose of me doing these things. Feel free to give me a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. But until next time, peace.